Rock on. Our last speaker now before lunch. I have a great privilege in introducing a very, very good friend of mine. And Marie has been a student and now more recently has joined me at ACIM Ireland as a teacher of A Course in Miracles. And one of the things that I would say to people, you know, and I've had a few questions, what's it like to work for you? Right? Well, I told Marie at the very beginning she wasn't working for me. Okay? Marie's working for the boss. Alright? And what I like to do with people around me, I like to empower them. I like to basically lift them up so they can be their own person. So again, I had a conversation with Marie at the beginning, and do not follow me. Follow what's in here. Alright? So, let me tell you a little bit about Marie. Marie is also a practicing hypnotherapist. She's a life coach, NLP, and an awareness psychotherapist for approximately 20 years now and lives here in Dublin, Ireland. In the past, Marie has enjoyed teaching holistic philosophy, meditation and yoga practice to classes and adult students here in Dublin. Marie has been guided down many paths of awakening through yoga practice, meditation, and the many great spiritual teachers such as Eckhart Tolle, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Byron Katie, and of course ACIM. Marie now looks forward to her calling as a teacher of A Course in Miracles both here in Ireland and abroad. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Marie Gillick. Luke? Where's Luke? Yeah, there you go.
So, good afternoon. It's almost afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be here. Thanks, Michael, for the invite. And it's great to be speaking today because I've got so much from the teachers so far. And I'm sure that you all have as well. And sometimes it brings up peace in us, but then sometimes the good news is it brings up other stuff for us. So do you feel, any of you, that stuff is coming up? You know that stuff, I feel uneasy, or that made me feel this, or that made me feel that, or... Do you find that that's happening? Yes. Well, that's good news. That's really good news. And you've all been sitting, listening, and we've done some practical work. But I love to talk, I love to offer myself to the Holy Spirit to teach. But I also like to do some practical, experiential. So what I want to do today with you now is for you to feel that or get in touch with that or call upon it whatever way it's there. You said you're experiencing it. And sometimes I do practical. I did before, I call it the boat of forgiveness. And the last one I did was about 30 or 40 people. So when I saw there was 90 people, I thought, I need a ship. So there were no ships to rent. So I decided to ask, what could I do? Because the practical teaching is very good for us. We have a visual. We can use our mind to picture, to visual, or to actually practically do something. Okay? So what I was guided and what came back into my head was a teacher I read about a few years ago. And he did some research into the physical dream, if you like, the form. And his name is Dr. Emoto. Yeah? Yes. Dr. Emoto? And he was a doctor of alternative medicine, working with people, trying to find out what was going on from his perspective. And what he was guided to research into was water. So he began to do some experiments with water, and he came up with very interesting discoveries. He took some water and in a very cold room and froze some of it, and he photographed it microscopically. And he found that some of the water was these beautiful, lovely crystals to look at. in the photograph. And just like a snowflake. But in some of the other water, he found that it was murky and dark and clouded. So it was the same situation, but different water. So this got his interest, and he was wondering what was going on, so he did some research. And he began to find that, from his experience and his research, that water actually stores memory. Okay? And that memory is what we begin to see in the photographs. So I just looked up on the internet, and I found that the physical body in this form, is made up of 60% water. 60% water. And the earth, now don't quote me because I haven't got a scientific mind, but I'll just quote you a little bit what I saw. The earth, on the surface of the earth, is approximately 73%. And then it goes up higher if you go down into the earth. So a lot of what the ego is made of water form. So in a way, could it be that the unconscious thoughts that we have, the destructive thoughts, are being stored in the unconscious or in the water? So he continued his experiments to find out, could he shift this, could he change this, could he work with this? So what he did was he got water from the same source, from the same well, and he put some water in one particular jar, and then he put the other water in another jar. And with one jar, he extended love and light and forgiveness and peace. And he went as far as writing on pieces of paper these words and stuck it onto the jar. Probably because he didn't remember which was which. And then to the other jar, he projected, as we would see it from the course. He projected anger, hate, resentment, and, was angry with it and talked to it. And then within a period of time, he would photograph this water, and he found that the water that he was extending love to, and peace, and forgiveness, had these beautiful, bright crystals that he hadn't seen before. And then he did the same with the other water, and he found they were, again, the dark, murky, distorted. But it was the same water to begin with. Okay? So what we're told in the Course of Miracles, that I do this to myself, that all these attack thoughts are coming from myself. So what I want to do today is some experiential, just using a metaphor, if you like, a physical metaphor. So in the back of the room here, I have a bowl or a dish, and I've left water in it, with a lot of positive affirmations: peace, love, serenity, forgiveness, gratitude. And Dr. Emoto tells me it's clearing and cleansing and purifying. But I went into it in conjunction with Course in Miracles, and I also wrote upon it was true forgiveness and the Holy Spirit. So if you're questioning Dr. Emoto's theories and research, then we can go to the Course in Miracles and use it as a metaphor. And I'm telling you that in that, down there as a metaphor, the Holy Spirit is waiting for you. True forgiveness is there. Because it's a gift and an opportunity for us to release and undo. We know that the Course tells us we don't have to seek for love. We don't have to seek for peace. We don't have to seek for joy. We don't have to seek for perfect happiness. We don't have to seek for anything. In actual fact, and talking to some people yesterday, it's in the seeking that we go down the wrong path, because we're in the ego and we're doing and we're trying to fix it and make it right. But the real truth is to surrender and undo. Because as Michael said, we are perfect. We are at home with God. We are in this perfect happiness. So I just want to relate something from the Course regards this metaphor I have here. And if you just like to listen to this, and you'll see the connection. Is that okay? So we'd just like to close your eyes for a moment. Stop looking at me. So just relating this is lesson 303 from the Course in Miracles. And it says, watch with me, angels. Watch with me today. Let all God's holy thoughts, surround me. And be still with me while heaven's song is born. Let earthly sounds be quiet, and the sights to which I'm accustomed disappear. So the connection there is let all God's holy thoughts surround me. So on the container down there are some of God's holy thoughts. And we're not separate from it. This weekend is about oneness. And the water in the dish, in the bowl, is you. So you're sitting in a bowl of light, pure crystal water, surrounded by God's holy thoughts, true forgiveness, and the Holy Spirit there with you. So that's the connection to the Holy Spirit with Dr. Emoto. So what I'd like you to do now is remember, you don't need to do anything. But I'd like you to undo. So, if you'd like to open your eyes, and you have some paper there, have you? So now what the Holy Spirit asked me to say to you was, he'd like a little bit of willingness. Just a little bit of willingness. Holy Spirit will do the rest. So I want you to sit with yourself. And rather than doing very, very deep work, I would like you to just work with what come up for you this weekend. Something you want to let go of. Okay? Something you want to let go of. Something that is holding you in the dark. In the dark room. And some of you will know it straight away. And some of you may have to think about it. But as a practical, I'd like you to write it down, because there's more to this. That's okay? It's good to do the work. We need to train our minds. We need to undo. And I think Einstein has been here this weekend, because I have it written in my notes as well, and I heard a few of the teachers talking about it. And Einstein tells us we can't change the problem, resolve the problem, with the same mind that made it. So this is the mind that's writing your notes. Okay, and that's okay. Because that's where it's coming from, the mind that made them. Now some of you may have to write frantically, because there's a lot coming up and some of you know one or two things. But you know, this is about honesty, isn't it? It's about being real, it's about wanting, because you got yourself here this weekend. We're reading the course, we're coming to conferences, we're going to workshops. Why? And I would say thank that part of yourself, the personality that brought you here. So now it's time to do a little bit of the work. So how are you getting on? One as many as you can. Yeah, keep writing there, Mary. So remember, it's a choice you're making. Jesus says it, of course, all the time, choose again, brother, choose again, brother, choose again, brother. You're the one that can change. You're the one that can make the changes, nobody else can. And it was great listening to Lewis telling us that, you know, teachers are not up on a pedestal. I tried that a few times, but I kept falling down. And it's kind of painful, so just let go and let yourself right. How are you getting on? You know, miracles can happen. We're entitled to miracles. We don't have to earn them, or be good, or do, you know, the ego would tell us, strive and seek and do not find. The miracles are here. And we're one of the attendees here today from, where are you from, Trudy? Germany. And she flew into Dublin on Thursday evening, isn't that right? And she went to the information desk to find out how she'd get to Tala, to the plaza. And he gave her the information, and then he looked at her and he said, I believe there'll be a few miracles happening over there this weekend. Yeah? And he gave her the old wink. So it's a small world, and the world gets out, and yes, there will be miracles happening here. They're happening all the time. So the next thing we have to do is to surrender. Caroline is a new word, relinquish. Because we can't do it. Okay? You've looked at these things that come up with you, and it says in the Course in Miracles, look upon the falsity and call it false. So that word stuck with me, look upon. It didn't say look at. It didn't say look in or around. It's saying look upon. So that suggests we have to look at it from a different perspective, a different point of view. And Michael is teaching us the levels. So we need to go somewhere else now to look at them and recognize them. Help me to see this differently. Okay? So what I'd like you to do is allow your eyes to close again, because you need to surrender. You need to surrender that part of you that's saying, right, I can do this. I can get this done. You need that other part of you to do this. And I want you to allow yourself to listen to that decision maker, that choice to surrender now. And I hope you wrote your judgments down. Write those judgments down if you forgot to write them down. Because they're the blocks to love. And the attachments. And be prepared now to surrender. Let yourself feel that letting go of any ideas or judgments that you're experiencing right now. Because they're there. Surrender, let go of them. And a lot of research tells us that music helps us to do things. So as you're doing this, I'd like you to just listen to the music in the background to help you. Just let yourself let go. say yes to the truth of who you truly are. Okay, that's that. Okay, so stay with that, Let us follow instructions. Let us stay with our eyes closed and just feel that peace. And feel that surrender. Feel that letting go. Isn't it great to know that we can let go, that the Holy Spirit tells us all I need is a little bit of willingness. Offer it now. Offer it now. And it talks about the battleground. This is off that sheet of paper. These are your attack thoughts. I do this to myself. You're the one in charge with the Holy Spirit. So now when you're ready, I'd like you to open your eyes and I'd like you to look at your list. And you're helping yourself to, the Holy Spirit now, let me look at this. And let me recognize what I'm doing to myself. These are my own attack thoughts. These are my own judgments. These are my attachments. These are the barriers that's blocking you to your awareness of the presence of who you truly are. And from this place, looking upon them, are you ready to let them go? Can I hear your answer?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay, louder.
Yes.
I just want to get you back because you're always saying that to me. Louder, please, Mary. Yeah, exactly what you've written down now. You're in a different place now, and you're looking upon them. So you'll just be able to see them more clearly, helping to see this differently. And you recognize that this is what you're doing to yourself. That list, and I'm sure it's a big long list waiting for us to write. But right here, right now, this weekend, we can expect some miracles. And the miracle would be that you're ready to undo that. Because the miracle is there. The miracle is there all the time. The correction is there. It's just waiting for you to let go. It's waiting for you to surrender, to relinquish it. Okay? So, now, at this place where you're at, we're just going to move another little step. So I'd like you to close your eyes again. No sleeping now. And there's a lot of research around music and vibration. Dr. Emoto, that was part of his research. They did some research with children with Beethoven when they played it. They were able to think more clearly, but these thoughts were dropping away. So you've written down what you want to relinquish, you want to let go. And now, I want you to feel what that feels like. So I'd like you to use your imagination because you're good at it. You're doing it all the time. And just as you're relaxing there, right now, I'd like you to imagine the top of your head opening up. Just sit with that idea. That's it. of your head is your separated self, remember. And I want you to feel yourself centered in your personality. And I want you to imagine yourself lifting yourself up out through the top of your head. Just lift yourself up. And what you're lifting yourself away from and up out of is your list. And some of you may struggle with this. Just let it go with the flow. And it's as if you're pulling yourself up to a different level, a different realm. And let yourself feel that. Like drawing yourself up now, and as you're up there now, and feel your presence there in your higher self. In your higher self, and the miracle is happening. It's happening. All you have to do now is just bathe there in that place, and Holy Spirit will do the rest. And let the miracle begin to happen for you. Be still and know that I am God. And be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. And just let yourself bathe there in that light. Let yourself bathe there in that light. And feel the peace that you are, the love that you are, the freedom, choosing freedom that you are. And let yourself say yes to that you know. Relinquishing those attack thoughts. Let them go. You're ready. That's why you're here. Just let yourself continue to make that choice. You're ready to let it grow. Because this part of yourself says yes, the ego begins to collapse. The body can't say no. Okay? This is the Jesus in you saying yes with you. So let yourself say yes. And let yourself mean it, feel it, saying yes. And that yes, I want you to carry through on a practical level in a few moments. I want you to get that list, that piece of paper, and stay with your nature. What would you do with that piece of paper if you were going to let it go? You can tear it up, you can roll it up in your hand and your fist into a ball, and you're dumping it, you're letting it go, you're releasing it. And remember that God's holy thoughts are in your mind, they're surrounding you. And forgiveness is the tool you have to experience that. So just for a practical exercise, I'd like you to, whatever way you want to let that go, and then I'd like you to put it in the dish over here on your way out. Can you keep your eyes closed, please, for another moment? Just let yourself do it from that place. You have other eyes, you know. And I want you to feel how good it feels. Feel good. You're letting it go. You're undoing it. You're allowing the forgiveness to take place. But one of the things we have to remember to let go of is our reputation. Thanks, everybody. Don't forget to put them over there and enjoy.